Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get it back crunk. Let's get it back crunk. We back. What's up? We back. We are back. Yeah, y'all, I ain't an attorney. This ain't legal advice. I'm not anti-government. This ain't a sovereign citizen movement. This is a republic for which it stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. How about that? Hey man, I didn't rig no elections. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything. I didn't drop no bomb on children. I never killed anybody. You know what I mean? I haven't abandoned my daughters. You know what I mean? I was kept away. I was kept away from my children, from my daughters. I was told that I was a no good nigga, deadbeat, and all that. Right? That's what I was told. Okay? We're going to get back to this relief of custody. Let me start back reading. In relief of custody, fellas. In Virginia, relief of custody is a drastic measure that should only be used as a last resort when there is no other options for the child and family. Okay? A custodian can file a petition for relief of custody, which can place the child in foster care or with another person. Right? Huh. Now, y'all put y'all thinking caps on. I want y'all to put your thinking caps on right now. Let me break this down to you in layman terms. It says a last resort when there are no other options for the child and the family. Why doesn't it say for the child or his father? Huh? Because a woman is not a family with a bunch of kids. She is just a woman with a bunch of bastards. Okay? A custodian can file a petition for relief for custody. So while a father can't file a petition for relief for custody, for full custody of his seed. Huh? Fellas, when I'm telling y'all this, child support is not equal protection of the law. You can go and sue these people in federal court for fraud. Well, why still they're going to hit you with the Rooker-Feldman doctrine. The Rooker-Feldman doctrine is easy to beat. That shit is easy to beat. The Rooker-Feldman doctrine is easy to beat. Because they say you can't go to federal court if you lost from a state loser. Right? Then they're going to call you a state loser. You can't be a state loser because child support has no claims nor disputes. I'm going to say it again. Child support has no claims or disputes. In the next podcast, I'm going to drop a bomb on a nice little remedy you can use in federal court. Because let's keep it above. When you go in child support, when they call you down there, they already have, the hearing officer already has an interest in the case because the hearing officer is an attorney paid to work for the state. Him and his homeboys come in for the bitch to get money back that she borrowed back from the state, which is a loan, right? So child support gets money, a grant from the feds, which is free money, and the state turns it into a loan. So fellas, if y'all start waking up and seeing that they brought all these illegals over here and gave them free shit that they don't even have to pay back. Now, do you see the fucking fraud? Huh? Do you see the fraud right now that I just pointed out? Okay? To me, that's treasonous. Well, not just to me. In the law, that shit is treasonous of what they're doing because everybody has equal protection under the law. Child support proceedings don't deal with equal protection of the law. There a administration agency, which administration means you have to give consent to do business with these people. Right? You have to give consent to do business with these people because child support was first put in the legislative as an idea. Somebody came up with an idea because these bitches used to get left all the time, and then they took it to the executive so they can pass the shit, right? No, in the legislative, they put the idea in the legislative so they can pass it. Once they pass that idea, which is not law, it was somebody's idea, right? Then they take it to the executive to try to enforce it, but not force it. See, they can't force you to pay child support. They can only enforce you to pay child support. See, people need to learn the definitions of forcing and enforcing. Enforcing is getting on your fucking nerves. Forcing is telling you, hey, nigga, you gonna pay this motherfucking child support. Or I'm gonna lock your bitch ass up. I'm gonna throw you in jail if you don't pay it. Which they cannot throw you in jail for paying unless you signed the contract, unless you agreed to it. But guess what, fellas? You gave power to them, authorization. Guess what? If you give something, that means you can take it away. If you had the power to give it, you got the power to take it away. Okay? Now let me read the rest of this relief of custody. Here are some things you need to know about relief of custody in Virginia. And relief of custody is everywhere, fellas, because child support has what you call a long-arm jurisdiction, right? So check this out. Sister state, so check this out. A custodian can file a petition for relief of custody. When to grant? The court will grant relief of custody if it finds that, number one, terminating the parent's parental rights is in the child's best interest. You see how they do? They let the bitch, right? They let the bitch give up her rights and give the children, and they don't have to pay a dime. It was a bitch on Real Life Street Stars, that girl who went viral. She gave up all her kids. She not paying child support. But if we were to waive our parental rights, they'll say, well, you still got to pay child support. That's not equal protection. That's fraud. That is fraud, sir. And then another thing with these, let me read the rest of it. There is no drastic alternative. There is a drastic alternative. Give the children to the father, because they don't want to do that, fellas, because they know if they give the children to the father, they ain't going to have no justices. There ain't going to be no Department of Justice. Ain't going to be no dudes locked up in jail. The prison system won't be booming. It'll be a few prisons around here. Because if you don't have an education, guess what? If you can't read, guess what? You're going to be locked up behind bars. All right. Number 3, reasonable efforts were made to prevent removal. This is what they say to number 3. Reasonable efforts were made to prevent removal. No, they didn't. They didn't contact the father. Fellas, guess what? We last on the totem pole to the people you call the state. Seeing these cowards that work in the state and the cowards that be in the courthouse, They want to use the word state and court as a scapegoat to fuck you over. But men got to wake up and realize that, hey, man, the court ain't tell me nothing. It's you telling me something, sir. What's your name, bitch? What's your name? You telling me this. The court cannot talk. The court ain't no living entity. See, niggas don't know how to use that living entity, breathing man shit. You're using it on yourself like an idiot. You need to use it on their ass. Say, you a living, breathing man telling another living, breathing man what to do, and you hide behind this word called court, an agency, and the word state. Those are not living beings. You, sir, are living beings telling me what I got to do with my offspring. You're interfering with my parental rights. If motherfuckers start using that, you are a living, breathing soul telling me to do it, violating, trespassing on my person, on my freedom. That's a trespass, sir. No one can trespass on your freedom or personality. That is a tort, fellas. Trespass to your person. You can sue these people for trespassing against your person, especially for false imprisonment. And I mean not signing their paperwork, none of that. Especially acknowledgement of paternity. I don't know why a lot of guys sign the acknowledgement of paternity. When you sign the acknowledgement of paternity, they put in there that you're going to pay child support. You agree to pay child support. That's why I told y'all not to take DNA tests from these motherfuckers. Go to Walmart or order your shit and do your shit on your own. You big guys, you big boys now. Number 4, continued placement in the home would be harmful to the child. So what they saying is it'll be harmful if the child was with the father. You know why they say it'll be harmful? Because it'll be harmful for their pockets to take advantage of you and take your money. And they'll be on the street looking for a job. Anybody who works for the child support agency is a piece of shit, a piece of trash, a coward. Real talk. What happens to the child? And the relief of custody is granted, the child will be placed in a foster care or with another person. See, they ain't saying nothing about the father, fellas. Let me go to the statutes in Virginia. D, if the parent or other custodian seeks to be relieved permanently of care of custody of any child, and that the court finds by clear and convincing evidence that termination of the parent's parental rights is the best interest of the child. Now, this the shit they like to use too, the best interest of the child. The best interest of the child. Somebody told me about the birth certificate. Man, fuck the birth certificate. I can put fire to that motherfucker. Fuck your birth certificate, motherfucker. The birth certificate don't mean a goddamn thing. That's just a document saying that the motherfucker was born. What day, time, the baby dropped out the pussy. You know what I mean? They using that as a scapegoat to fuck you over. And y'all ain't called they bitch ass out on that shit. Y'all don't know how to call them out. Who knows best? Who has the best interest of the child? You do. Don't let nobody use a scapegoat and say, the court this, the court. Nah, motherfucker, I'm talking to you. What's your name? Your name ain't state. Your name ain't the best interest of the child. Your name ain't the court. See, these cowards use those things to try to shield and protect them from an ass whooping and a good beating. Now check this out. This is Virginia Code. Relief of care and custody. A is section 16.1 through 278.3. Relief of care and custody. A. Within 60 days of hearing on the petition for relief of care and custody of any child pursuant to Section 16.1, 277, in which the court found a good cause. Okay, I already read y'all that. Okay, here you go. B. Notice of dispositional hearing shall be provided to the local Department of Social Services. Fellas, did you know that the social services can take you to federal court and sue you for unpaid child support? Fellas, it's time to go to federal court. If they can use federal court, you can use federal court. Anybody can use federal court. Federal court is the best place to go because this is the supreme law of the land, it's the United States Constitution. Every little court and every high court has to bound by the Constitution. That's why when you go on child support, they never tell you you have constitutional rights. Now, do they? Do they tell y'all that you have constitutional rights in child support court? In administrative court? See, administrative court makes rules. And the only people to give rules are rulers. And I ain't got no ruler. Right? The Department of Social Services is y'all's enemy. They're the enemy, man. They are the enemy. They're here to destroy fathers' relationships with their children. That's what they're here for. Okay, check this out. The guardian ad litem for the child, if he is at least 12 years of age, and the child's parents, custodial, or other person standing in loco parentis. However, if the parents' residual parental rights were terminated at the hearing on the petition held pursuant to Section 16.1 277 .02, no such notice of the hearing pursuant to this section shall be provided to the parent. Fellas, they just make all these ain't nothing but pussy statutes. These are pussy statutes. These statutes was made for the pussy. Real talk. Fellas, go to federal court, get their attention. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers worry about, hey man, you can't win in federal court, man. They just gonna dismiss it because you don't know how to state a claim. A lot of motherfuckers don't know how to write and comprehend. You can sue child support and the bitch in federal court. It's been done. Why would you want to go to the state where they control the shit? I haven't seen not one person win an appellate case in the state for child support. Have y'all? Give me the case. Give me the case that you know on YouTube have won an appellate court case for child support. Give me the motherfucking case. Do y'all know anybody? Huh? Do y'all know anybody who won a case in child support for appellate court? That's what I thought. It's fucking none. And if it was, it's because of fraud. And I got the cases that somebody won in appellate court for fraud, for paternity fraud. I got the case. For paternity fraud, niggas. Nobody else has that case. I got it. Real talk. Stop taking these people paperwork. Stop agreeing to shit. Always object. Always say I don't consent. Put your paperwork in. If you need help with paperwork, let us know. If not, go to the law library, read. We got millions of videos on this motherfucker. If you fight fair, you're not trying to win. Correct, sir. If you fight fair, you're not trying to win. You got to be dirty like them motherfuckers. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. They have meetings before the child support hearings. They do background checks on y'all. They see how much money y'all got. The bitch go down there and snitch because she's stupid as hell. Right? So Kamala Harris should have taught all men in this country that a bitch is not good with money. How do you get $1 billion and then wind up in $20 million in debt? That means, sirs, stop giving your money to these stanky whores. Stop paying fucking child support. Real fucking talk. It's a fucking disgrace. I seen one guy talking to Robert F. Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He was just talking, trying to give him a history. Stupid. 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 Fellas, we have the right to govern ourselves. You have the right to govern yourself. Don't let weak people tell you what to do with your fucking children, man. They don't have power, man. Because if they had power, they'll drag you out the house and tell you to come down here. What they do, they send a letter. When somebody send you a letter, it's an offer in that mailbox. They're asking for something. They begging. You ain't sent no letter to them. Nah, nigga, they sent the letter to you. Real talk. Fellas, you can win. You can beat child support. And when you beat these people, they not going to come by your house and suck your dick. They not going to come by your house and wash your balls. They not going to come by your house with prostitutes and saying, yeah, you beat us. Come on, get in this fan bus and fuck this good high dollar pussy. Which ain't no such thing as high dollar pussy because I never had none. Real talk, fellas. You can beat child support, man. Boys do what they can. Men do what they won't. Okay? Real talk. And I had to find out that I never was on child support. I had to find that out the hard way. They tried to emasculate me and castrate my mental. So all child support cases, child support hearings are mental castration cases. You've been mentally castrated. Okay? You've been mentally castrated. Women have mental castration syndrome, aka penis envy against you. You know how many women would love to stand up and take a piss outside without pee running down their leg? You know how many women would love to have a dick so they can drill a beautiful bitch and shoot a load of cum on a bitch's face and ass and tits? You know how many women will love to do that? Fellas, God gave you a rod to rule, not a hole. You have to rule with an iron dick. These are cowards. These are cowards, man. And the next one we're gonna do trespass to person for false imprisonment. You can get these people for false imprisonment. They violating your constitutional rights. We all have constitutional rights, but you have a moral right to pay the child. Yeah. That sounds like prostitution, Felipe Tubar. That sounds just like prostitution. Who the fuck gonna tell another person to do with their money and to pay what? I'm not finna tell another motherfucker what to do with their money. Now you're overstepping your boundaries. Child support is not that difficult to beat, fellas. They always throwing they threw all these little family law rules and shit to confuse you. And y'all is forgetting y'all God-given power by saying, no, thank you. Leave me alone, leave me out of it. I don't get to see this child. So no, nobody gets to see nothing. Leave me alone, I'm gonna leave y'all the fuck alone. She wanna keep me away from the child? Good. Y'all, I'm gonna keep y'all away from me. Leave me the fuck alone, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna give you a warning. Leave me alone. The Supreme Court says I have the right to be let alone. Leave me alone. If you bother me when I tell you not to, I'm going to kill you. I reserve the right for self-defense. A lot of niggas ain't going to do that, though. But you just don't know. You got that right to do that. Fellas, you got a right to self-suicide to kill yourself. Ain't nobody else talking like this on this net. I'm not trying to get y'all to go to jail. I'm trying to make you niggas put your foot down. Thank you, brother. Rules are not laws. Only rulers make rules. The administrative court is a kangaroo court. You have to give consent, right? It's all consent court. That's all it is. Child support is consent court. Child support is not easy to... I'm going to tell y'all something too. Who authorized them to put your name on a sheet of paper? Fellas, you have the authorization, nobody else. Though nobody else has the authorization to speak on your behalf. Because guess what? I don't see them breaking their necks when you need to put gas in your car. I don't see them breaking their necks when you need to pay your phone bill. I don't see them trying to break your neck when you need shoes and drawers, soap to wash your ass. Right? But they want to forcibly beg for your money. Real talk. Pay the $400. Write down what they doing to you. Go look at the Constitution. Bam, you got it. They not going to be honorable in their state, the state proceedings. That's them. They not in honor. They're trash. They're the deep snakes, deep state. They're trash. They're not competent. They not going to honor nothing. The state proceedings ain't shit. They all in cahoots with each other. Go to federal court so you can get you something good. But what if they deny it? No, you don't know how to read. They not going to say we deny you your constitutional rights. If you look at all these federal court laws, federal court cases, go read some federal court cases right now. Go read some right now and see that they say they're gonna deny your federal court. I mean your federal rights. Now I just brought it to y'all attention. See how good that is? Niggas can't read. If you got feelings and emotions over here looking at Sham Stoppers, you will not be victorious. You ain't gonna win. None of that. You're gonna be getting tossed to and fro. These people are scared of people who know the law. If you know the law, they can't fuck with you, and they'll be scared to fuck with you. And they knowing that if you confrontational, they really ain't gonna fuck with you if you confrontational. But if you scary, you playing this legal game of theirs, you know what I mean? You gonna lose, nigga. What if they got you on domestic violence case? Well, the prerequisites for child support is domestic violence and neglect. Right? It don't matter if you did domestic violence. You did domestic violence to the bitch. You didn't do domestic violence to her. I mean, to your children. Excuse me. Really, that was made for married people. Domestic violence. You can have a baby and not live with the bitch. If you do violence to the mother, that ain't got nothing to do with child support. That is stupid. They making up a bunch of shit. That's stupid. Now the child is different. If you abuse your child, neglected your child, yeah, that's child support. But that one right there, that's stupid. It's not law, fellas. Child support is not law. What does the Supreme Court say about child support? And I'll wait. What did the Supreme Court say about child support? Somebody in the chat, all y'all in the chat, tell me what did the judicial branch of government say about child support? I'm gonna wait. Because a lot of people think this shit is so hard, man, and it's not. This shit is so simple, bro. They giving illegals free food stamps, 15 grand on a card, but they tell you got to pay this bitch to go suck some cock. You got to pay back for her being a whore. But these illegal motherfuckers come over here, they ain't got to pay shit back. Make that make sense, fellas. Child support is not law. I don't care what nobody say. Child support ain't no law. Family law. That ain't even in the Constitution. Family law is not in the Constitution. Well, we had enough for tonight, fellas. Y'all gonna check back with me tomorrow before Thanksgiving. Y'all have a good night. Peace.